What's up guys, it's Sebastian here, and as you can see I'm doing a pretty serious video, and I don't usually do video topics on this type of thing, but I feel like I really need to address this. But before I get started, if you guys want, you guys can click the subscribe button, tap the bell. You guys don't have to, it's there if you want to. I don't really care. I'm a really bad YouTuber. Like, my last video was like 3 weeks ago. I'm posting this video because I feel like my side of the story needs to be heard. There's always different sides to the story. I mean, there's Nicolette's side, there's Christian's side, and I'm literally stuck in the middle, like straight stuck in the middle. And we all have our different opinions and sides and everything like that, so I'm not here to be on one side or the other. I'm here to state my opinion of what I experienced. I know I've been silent during this whole time. I mean, Nicolette has mentioned me before as the unwanted guest. She said that because you'll see why later in the video. And Christian, I think, has not really talked about me too much because he wants to respect me, and honestly I think that's amazing. I really respect him on that. But I feel like my opinion needs to be heard in what I experience. So I'm going to keep this video very raw, truthful, and what it is what it is. I mean, like I said, we all have different sides to the story. Everyone processes different situations differently, and this is literally just how I intook everything and how I processed it and how I experienced things, and it's just honestly just the 100% truth. I just want to have that completely cleared out so you guys understand. I've just been silent because I've just been really scared and afraid of how he's going to react or retaliate, just based off of what he has done to others and to Nicolette and just things like that, and just small things that have happened along the way. I just know how he is as a person, but I really feel like I need to be 100% completely honest with everyone here, and everyone needs to hear all sides of the story. If you guys want to hear my side of the story, then continue watching. If not, then click out of the video. Just to start off from early on, our friendship was pretty good, I guess. I mean, there wasn't anything bad about it. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy, but there were some things that were like odd and weird, and a lot of things didn't add up early on, but I just like let it slide because I feel like we're all human, we all have flaws, and you know, I was like, we all have our own weird side. We are all different and unique in our own ways, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I continue to allow him into my life. Now that's why we stand where we stand. Mind you, this is like very important. This is like a key point to this whole entire thing. His best and biggest talent is manipulating people to make you feel so bad and believe what he's saying, to give him sympathy and to help him. And this is why we're like all involved in this, but yet he would manipulate us, but then also tell lies to each other. Like, he would tell Nicolette one thing, then tell me one thing, then tell Nina one thing, and then we would all just fight, and he was trying to get us all against each other. The first thing that he did was he would keep me from actually leaving Nicolette's house. Mind you, I guess we all have our own choices, and I could have left, but it was really hard when he was manipulating you and making you feel bad for leaving. I was just about to finish high school. This was about 3-4 weeks ago when this originally happened, when I was staying at the house for like 2 weeks. I wanted to leave because I had assignments to finish up. I had to go to school to get my last assignments. Like, I wanted to graduate, and I didn't want to throw away my 3 years of hard work or for a couple bad grades for the last quarter of the last semester in high school. Like, that's not really fair. He would be like, oh, screw your finals, like, it's okay, like, you're fine, just stay with me, it's so much more fun, like, stay, please stay. And anytime if I wanted to leave, like, late at night, let's say it was like 12 a.m. and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna drive home now, and I'll wake up at 8 o'clock when I have to go to school and everything will be fine. Then he'd be like, no, please stay, like, you have to stay. And so he'd make me feel really bad and like want me to stay, and then I'd feel bad for him, so then I would want to make him happy and I would stay. I'd try to tell him, okay, well, I guess I'll wake up early in the morning, but that never ended up happening because he would keep me up late at night, and we'd be talking and stuff or whatever, and in general we would just all stay up late at night, to the point where I wouldn't hear my alarm. And it got to the point where like this continuously happened, and that's why I ended up staying way longer than I should have been staying. There were a few times where I was supposed to stay there, and I was actually working with Nicolette's mom, Nina, and we were working on a business together and everything was fine. Like, I actually had to stay there because we were working so much, but we ended up getting so distracted by all the drama between Nicolette and Christian and just everything that it was really hard to work. But a lot of the time I really wanted to leave, and the whole time that I was spending the night and he wouldn't let me leave, like, a lot of things were happening. First of all, like I mentioned, finishing up school. Second of all, I was supposed to be packing because I was moving to this house in LA with Danielle Cohn, my roommate, my little sister basically. Third thing that went down, this is the one thing that actually gave me a valid reason to literally leave, like I had no choice, was Danielle got in a car accident. I really needed to be there for her, and so in that instant I literally left. I dropped everything, I left. That was like the first time he was okay with me leaving. That, first of all, just built up a lot of tension between all of us. Another thing that went down during during these 2 weeks. I remember one night, me, Nina, and Christian were all sitting in Nina's either closet or room somewhere. Anyways, we were sitting in the room, and I specifically remember this so vivid and clearly. He told me, he's like, yeah, most people don't like me when they get to know me, and they end up hating me and wishing I was never in their life. And of course, me at the time, me in the past, who didn't know the future, was like, of course not, like, no, of course not, like, we would never, like, hate you or any of that. Me and Nina both said that to him, like, no, like, we would never think of that of you. Like, we don't hate you, why would we hate you? And let me just tell you, that was literally a warning, and I should have just took that right off the bat and should have just took that as a red flag. A lot of the social media stuff really got to his head and really created this monster that he was. But because of this, like, social media and numbers and everything like that, he would get so caught up in the idea of building his numbers, being attached to Nicolette so he can be on a lot of things like Hollywood Fix, and he had the opportunity to be on TMZ and just a lot of different things like that. I remember specifically we were at this Fame event, which was like this makeup event, and he would just kept bragging to me about all the makeup he got and all the PR he got, and like, that's cool and all, like, I get it, that's awesome, like is that all you have to talk about? Like, I had no say in anything. I couldn't say a word at all because that's all he was talking about. And even Nicolette was quiet the whole time. My friend Karina was like, can you stop? And I just got so mad at him. I was like, you literally, all you care about is numbers, building fame, and basically clout chasing. And I think it really got to his head. That's something that really bothered me right off the bat. So basically the reason why I'm telling you all this is because of this one specific night that kind of was like the climax of everything, that kind of just destroyed my friendship, at least, or really cut the ties, not completely, but bothered me a lot. So this one night, Nicolette had to go to a photo shoot, and it was just me and Christian hanging out at Nicolette's house, and Nina was cooking dinner with her boyfriend, and they had this business call. Of course, Nicolette wasn't there, so they all did a business call from different phones. Nina was on the call, Christian was on the call, and I was basically just with Christian listening to the conversation, and Nicolette was on the call as well from her photo shoot. During this call, they were talking about like all the stuff they want to do about, you know, getting people verified and stuff like that, which is cool and all, talking about the press and stuff and the media and all of that. Mind you, this is the one thing that really made me upset, is during the whole entire call, he just like kept trying to literally be so demanding and so controlling. Like, he was talking about how he wanted to be verified first before her, but he was also telling the people, oh yeah, don't contact Nicolette for anything, like make sure you contact me and get everything approved by me because she doesn't do any of her work, she's so lazy. And I could clearly tell he was trying to manipulate the situation so he was more involved rather than Nicolette, and it became like he wanted to like almost like take over. And so that just like really bothered me, because a lot of people work really hard to get to where they are, and to me, I personally took that as he literally is just using Nicolette to get fame. That's literally how I took it. And so I was in a bad mood, and I ended up getting really quiet, didn't feel comfortable talking to him, and when I'm in a bad mood, I don't like to talk to anyone. So I was in a bad mood, I didn't feel like talking to him. But because of this, he kept asking like, what's wrong, like, are you okay, like, what, are you fine, like, what's wrong? And I kept saying like, I'm fine, I'm okay, because I didn't want to talk about that. And most people get the hint, okay, well, when someone says they're fine and okay after the second time, like, I'm gonna stop asking them. Well, he didn't. He was very persistent, and I was like, I'm literally fine, like, I'm good, I'm happy, I'm fine. He got really upset with that. First of all, he was tweeting all these tweets, all these depressing tweets of like how he's not loved and all this stuff, and like, I was like, dude, what's wrong? And then he literally just got up, got into his car, and started bawling his eyes out, crying, texting me that like if I really loved him, like I would talk to him about anything. And I'm like, where are you getting this from? Like, I don't understand. I literally was just in a bad mood because I could clearly tell you're clout chasing from Nicolette. Anyways, he was in a bad mood, started crying, and Nicolette finally came home, and she's like, she came into the room with me, and she's like, dude, what's wrong with Christian? I'm like, I don't even know. He's mad at me because I was in a bad mood. Apparently I hate him because I was in a bad mood. Like, what? And she was like, that's so dumb, like, whatever. She's like, well, I got invited to a party. She's like, would you like to come? And I was like, sure, like, I'll go. She's like, I think it's a good idea, like, it'll take your mind off of things, like, I think you should go. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'll go. So I ended up going to this party. I called the Uber. As I saw the Uber was pulling up, we're like, okay, well, let's get our stuff so we can get into the Uber so he doesn't like dip. And then we're like, shoot, we don't got an Uber. So we walk out of Nicolette's room, and right when we walk out, I see Christian putting his keys into his like little drawer. And I was like, Christian, do you want to talk? And he straight up says, no. Like, in the meanest, rudest, angriest voice. He had this certain facial expression. I could definitely read his mind. He definitely did not want to talk. He just said straight up no. And then he like left and went out into the backyard. And I was telling Nicolette, I'm like, should we go up to him and like hug him and like ask what's wrong? Maybe he wants attention. And Nicolette says, no, like, clearly he just shut you off right now. I don't think he wants to talk to anyone. He wants to be alone. And I was like, yeah, you're right. He probably wants to be alone. So I wanted to respect that. and I left him alone. And so we get into the Uber, and the second I literally get into the Uber, I get a text message from him saying literally, where are you going, or like, what are you doing, something along the lines of that. And I said me and Nicolette just got into an Uber and we're going to a party to take our minds off of things. And he was like, what the hell, I cannot believe you go to the party without me. Then he says, I can't believe you bought Nicolette an Uber, but you've never bought me an Uber. Like, it made me feel bad for like the most dumbest things ever. Like, really? So the whole time he just texted me back and forth, making me feel so bad for him because I ditched him when I wanted to respect him. And so I thought that's what he wanted. Me and Nico were just trying to help, and like, we just want to take our minds off of things. Like, we didn't want him to ruin our night, and I also wanted to respect him. The whole time that we're at the party, he's literally texting me suicidal things, and he just made me feel so bad. And like, he literally said, unquote, I'm going to crash my car. I'll put the text right here. But just very, very sad things, and suicide is not a joke. I completely took this seriously, 100%. But I knew that he didn't really mean it. And this is not the case for everything, but for his situation, I knew he didn't mean it. And he even admitted to this after the situation, saying, well, I didn't mean it. But it's like, you don't just like nonchalantly text that like you don't mean it. It's not a joke. Like, that's super serious. We're about to leave the party because he was just making me feel so bad for leaving, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna come back. Like, this is not okay. Me and Nicolette will get the Uber back. We'll head back home. Let's talk. Like, let's solve things. We're about to leave the party, and right when I leave the party, he literally storms into the party. Literally storms into the party. And I don't know how he got the location, but that's not the point. He comes through at the party looking very, very, very angry. He has this like one facial expression, you know when he's mad, when he has this face. It's just very, very scary when you see him like this. And he comes up to Nicolette's face and he says, I'm never going to effing help you again. Something along the lines of that, and screamed it in her face. And then he went to the wall next to me, because Nicolette was right here, I was right here. He like sits like pretty close to me, and is just staring at Nicolette down, and then he's just staring at me like all evil. And then I'm like, do you want to talk? And he says, no. Okay, well then why are you here? If you just came here just to scream at her face and then say you don't want to talk, then why are you causing a scene? Because that's literally just makes you look crazy. Like, you can't be doing that. He ends up storming out, leaving. It was very, very embarrassing. Everyone's commenting like, who was that? Like, what happened? Like, what went down? Like, what is that about? Like, you know what, me and Nicolette, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go. This is really awkward. So then I get the Uber again, and I actually get an Uber to my house because my car was parked at Danielle's house, which is my house. The party that we're at was closer to that house than it is just to take the Uber back to Nicolette's house. I would save money on an Uber, so I was like, you can always save money. So then I ended up going to my house and picking up my car, so then I could drive her back to her place, and then I'd just go straight back home to my other house in Ventura. Once I get in the Uber, he texts me, he's like, where are you? And I said, we're in an Uber heading back home. And he's like, what the hell? I waited for you. Why would you do this to me? But he was like making me feel so bad that I left the party when he literally just screamed at Nicolette's face and left. Why would I wait for you then? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. We're going back and forth. It's not really important. The point is that like, he got mad at me for not waiting for him when he just got mad at us for going to the party, and then told us that like basically to F off. And then he's mad at us for leaving. Like, what? So we get into my car, we're about to leave my house and go back and drop off Nicolette's. Well, apparently he knew that I was going to pick up my car, and he pulls up to my house and he pulls right next to me, and so I roll down my window because he's rolling down his window. I say it again, do you want to talk? And he says, no, F you. He says the full word, but he's like, F you, like, you're with effing Nicolette. Like, I can't believe you, you're so freaking fake. Like, I hate you. And he like flips us off and then just speeds down the road. What was that about? Like, why did you come here if you didn't want to talk? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't understand. At that point, me and Nicolette were very, very scared because he was scaring us, because the way he would yell at us, the tone of voice he used, the facial, the body language, everything freaked us out. Like, it literally freaked me out. During this drive back from my place to her place, I was telling her about some comments that I've heard him say, such as, for instance, he was trying to get Nicolette emancipated, so he was trying to get her own mom against her own daughter to get her daughter emancipated. And so he'd cause all this drama and all these lies in between us, so then we would all be on Christian's side to get Nicolette emancipated. So I was telling her about that, and then I remember I'm telling her all this stuff like in the car ride, like, and I said, the morning where he tried to get you emancipated, he came, we're like chilling in your room, and he told me, he's like, yeah, I can't wait, this is gonna be my room, like when Nicolette's gone, so it's gonna be so chill. chill, and it's gonna be so nice. Nicolette took it as if he was trying to replace her. It felt like he was literally using her. There's no doubt about it. Like, I'm not even here to hate. Like, he was literally using her and get her own mom against her so he could live there and like have her life, basically. And I know he says that he doesn't want her life, but during this time, like, that's what he wanted, and that's how I took it, and that's how it felt like. So I actually have a video clip from this night of when Nicolette found out about all of this in my car on the drive back. So I'm gonna play that clip.
Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. And basically, like, what's happening is, like, this has been confirmed. Like, Christian is trying to replace me. Like, he's trying to replace, like, himself, like, in my shoes. And he's been, like, ruining my mom and I's relationship. And he literally went full-on psychopathic tonight. And, like, literally, like, psychopath. Like, I feel like he's gonna kill me. Like, I'm not even gonna sleep at my house tonight. Like, Christian's literally psychotic. And, like, he was, like, literally saying, like, to my friend today, like, oh yeah, like, I love when Nina punishes Nicolette. I love it so much. And Nina kicked Nicolette out and she cut off all her cards. Like, soon her room's gonna be my room. Like, what the hell? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And I'm so freaked out, and I'm literally about to cry right now. Like, I'm literally holding myself back because I have, like, expensive lashes on and I don't know what to do, and I'm literally going to my house.
So as you can see from that clip, that is basically me explaining everything that I just explained, all feeling very, very uncomfortable. So anyways, we finally make it back to the house. Right when we make it back to the house, as I'm pulling through the gates of Nicolette's house, I see Christian from the kitchen window literally staring down at us like we were criminals, like scary, like almost like you've done something bad, like kind of.
Okay, so we arrived to the house. You guys probably can't see me right now because it's like really dark, but we arrived to the house. I'm with Sebastian, by the way, and Christian is literally inside, and he's like texting us all this stuff and like threatening us. He's watching us right now. He's watching us right now. Oh my god, he like took a whole bottle of vodka and he's claiming that he's gonna drink it.
Okay, well, let's just go in there. Let's be a strong person.
Okay, let's be strong. We need to talk to my mom, and I feel bad because her boyfriend's over. Or just keep it for now. It's okay. In case you need to escape.
Walk in and I'm like, we're kind of scared, and then he's acting all fine and dandy. During this time of him being all like happy and fine and dandy, he was drinking alcohol. There was a bottle of Belvedere on the counter and he had a glass of vodka. Anyways, I was like, are you okay, Christian? I even texted him, I'm like, do you want to talk? And he said, no, I'm fine, I'm drinking alcohol, everything's happy. So then I was like, okay, like at that point I just felt really, really uncomfortable. I didn't understand how you can go from all this hatred to like being happy and fine and everything's okay. So I was like, you know what, I have school the next morning. In my mind, I was like, I'm very, very uncomfortable, like I want to leave. So I was like, guys, I have school in the morning, good night everyone, like I hope you have a great night, like I'm gonna leave. So I grab my computer and I start walking out the front door. Well, as I'm walking out the front door, I see him charging to the front door as well, following me. At that point I got really, really scared, so I literally jump into my car. I've never jumped and tried to like unlock my car so fast and like turn on the engine so freaking fast, because he was running with his alcohol towards me, hopped into his car, pulled around, and then I'm like freaking out. So I'm trying to like leave. I literally, I've never driven so fast in my life. I literally felt like I was in Fast and the Furious. Like it literally felt like a car chase. And I start driving down the road and he's following me. Why are you following me? First of all, why are you drinking and driving? Second of all, why are you following me? Third of all, I live an hour and a half away. Like, go to bed. So I was driving back to Ventura to go to school. That was where I was currently living at the time. So I'm literally trying to lose him, trying to turn into all these streets, trying to like lose him, and he still follows me. And I think I lost him at one point, but right when I got into the freeway, he calls me and he's like, come back, Sebastian, come back. And he's literally like behind me. He's like, please come back, please come back. And I'm like, Christian, what are you doing? Like, you're drinking and driving. That's horrible. Like, so many people die every freaking year due to drunk drivers. I just hate drunk drivers. Absolutely cannot stand it. I think it's completely awful, completely disgusting. And so he's like calling me, crying to come back, and I'm like, I have school in the morning, like leave me alone, like you're making me feel so uncomfortable. You're literally scaring me. And he's like, oh, so now I'm scaring you? And I said, yes, like you're literally scaring me. He was like swerving, driving literally crazy, trying to like hit my car. Like I literally could have died. Like I'm not saying he killed me. I wouldn't be surprised if he did accidentally hit my car and I almost did die. Like what friend does that? Like I don't understand. I was like, just please leave me alone. He finally leaves me alone, goes off into a different exit, and I continue driving down back to Ventura. He continues to call me and he starts crying because there's a freaking white van following him apparently. And I don't know if this is one of his elaborate stories that he comes up with. He literally comes up with all these crazy stories all the time. Like, I don't want to diagnose him with being a compulsive liar, but I've literally caught him in so many lies, like so many, to the point where it's like, I don't even know what's real and what's not real. And apparently he's like in the mountains. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm so drunk, like I can fall off the mountain. Please come back, please come back. And I said, no, like give me your location. I'm gonna call 911. You can't, like I can't, I'm drinking and driving. And I said, I understand, pull over, give me your location. I'm gonna call 911, or you pull over and get in freaking Uber back home, because you cannot be driving on the streets drunk. And he's like, but I can't, then the white van's gonna pick me up and like take me. I'm like, dude, chill out. So during this whole time, I just told him, I'm like, I'm done with this. I try to help you. I try to call 911 and help you. I think that's the best decision for you. And he just got really mad and just like hung up abruptly. And at that time, I was just comprehending everything that went down and just could not believe that. Like, it was so scary. It doesn't sound scary when I say it, but when you're seeing everything happen to you and you're being chased down, it's very, 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 very scary, and it should be taken seriously. So I ended up going to bed, and then I wake up to a text the following morning, like, good morning, hope your day is good. What? So ever since that night, I didn't feel comfortable around him. I didn't feel comfortable really being his friend. It just really, really freaked me out. So ever since that day, I stopped texting him. I stopped coming over to Nicolette's, and he just started a lot of drama in between all of us. It was just a constant battle with all three of us. He would tell me that I was like banned from Nicolette's house, and then Nicolette was like, oh, come over anytime. Just like all these lies, like constantly. He would tell me that he hates Nicolette, but then go and tell the person next to me that, oh my gosh, Nicolette's my best friend, I love her so much. Literally constant lies all the time. He also hated the fact that me and Nicolette were friends as well. He would get so mad anytime I texted Nicolette. Like, I would rarely text Nicolette, but anytime I did, he'd be like, I can't believe you're texting Nicolette, like, you're so fake. Just things like that. Like, he would flip out if I was texting Nicolette. For instance, we're at VidCon last weekend. Me and Nicolette were sharing the same chair, and he walks out and literally gets so angry and huffs and puffs and then literally leaves and slams the hotel door. What? Like, we're just friends. Like, I don't understand it. As you know, me and Grace are very, very close. Like, I personally really, really like Grace. She likes me, but we're not like dating or anything. We're just like, I don't know. And so like we're holding hands at the VidCon, and he literally like flips out that we're holding hands at VidCon and then tells me that like we're breaking up and everything like that. And I'm like, but we were never together. Like, I don't understand breaking up, like we're just friends. Just things like that that went down. And actually that same day I even told him, I'm like, you're literally using Nicolette. Like, I don't even feel comfortable being your friend. Like, a lot went down. Just, I haven't even said that much in the videos this long. I don't want to like take your time that much. I just want you guys to know that there is a valid reason to why Nicolette kicked him out. Like, I don't think that was a bad idea. He definitely caused a lot of drama and so much stress. I've never had so much stress in my entire life, ever. The last thing I'm gonna mention is like the icing on the cake. I believe it was 3 or 4 days ago, we were at TanaCon. We were in Jordan's hotel room, which is Tana's manager, and we're all chilling and everything, like, and Tana walks in, and then immediately Christian wants to talk with Tana, which is totally fine, like, that's cool and all. And then he's like, oh my gosh, like, you cannot be wearing that, like, it's your birthday, like, I need to style you. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're a stylist, then help me style. And I was with my friend Kristen and Reagan and a few others, and we're all like hanging out, and he literally ditched us. Like, you'll see why he ditched us. Me and Kristen were both like, that's really weird that he left us, but like, whatever. Literally, me and Kristen knew that he was just trying to kiss Tana's ass so that he can get into the limo and everything like that. He says he didn't care about it, but I think in that moment he really did care about that, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was his intentions. So then it's time to get into the limo, and mind you, me and Kristen wait outside at the very beginning of the main entrance to the limo so we can get in. Well, as we were waiting there for like 10-15 minutes, I turn my head and I see Christian pulling Nicolette into the limo, and Kristen's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? And he literally goes, sucks for you. He doesn't say sucks for you, but literally like his facial expression was like, sucks for you. And literally gets into the limo and takes me and Kristen's in all of our spots, because that was so much more important, and literally just clout chasing, kissing Tana's ass. And at that point, I was completely done. I told Kristen a lot. Like, there were so many things that I told Kristen. She didn't believe me, and I was like, but like, I just don't really trust him. Like, I feel like he's using everyone. And she's like, no, I don't believe that, and just like things like that. I mean, there was even at one point we were all talking the night before this whole incident at TanaCon happened. We were talking the night before, and it was me, Nicolette, and Kristen, and we're all talking about like how he's scaring us and everything like that, and we could have sworn Christian was in the bathroom, but no, he ends up crawling out of the curtain and was literally spying and listening to everything that we were saying, and it just made us feel so uncomfortable. Just like, what person hides in a curtain and crawls out? When this whole thing happened with Tana, where he was kissing her ass and using her to like be on her good side and like become best friends with her and like totally clout chase, Kristen literally saw his true colors and was like, you know, I'm done. And so we were just all done with this. I literally texted him like, I'm done being your friend, like I'm done with this, like you lost me, like I'm never gonna talk to you again, like I can't, because it's like there was so many instances where this happened. I'm just showing you like a small snippet of what happened, but like so many things went down and I was just so done with it. That's when he had this whole mental breakdown and why he made everyone feel bad for him. To be honest, I don't feel bad for him because he treated us all so horribly. He did come to my house and he did apologize, which I completely appreciate. I just don't 100% believe him. It's like I've been lied to so much that like I don't even know what's real and what's not. I don't know if this is one of his schemes that he's trying to get onto my good side. I just don't even know what's real. I hope he does better. He is telling me that he's moving back to Florida, and I think that's great. I think it's great to build up your relationship with your parents and everything like that, and I hope he does better, and I hope he learns his lesson. I'm not gonna really know until I see actions. I think actions speak louder than words. That's basically why me and Nicolette aren't friends with him and why we're not as close to him and why everything went down, and I hope you guys understand it. That's basically the truth. That's everything that happened. That's just how I interpreted. That's how I saw things through my eyes. It's literally 3:38 in the morning. Like I cannot sleep. I literally had to get this off my chest. I'm so glad I did because I've been struggling with my feelings about this, and I think it's so important that I finally got this off my chest and was like lifted from this situation. Me, Nicolette, my friends, everyone, we all got manipulated by him, always wanting us to feel bad for him and do things for him and help him out. And now I think he's manipulating the world and YouTube to make everyone feel bad for him, but yet you also don't know what we went through. We all have our own side, our own story. Anyways, I just think it's very important that everyone knows the truth, and it feels good to speak the truth and speak what's real and the reality of things. I hope you guys respect my side of the story and understand where I'm coming from. I wish the best for everyone. I hope Nicolette overcomes this. I hope Christian overcomes this and we all are lifted from this whole situation. It wasn't pretty, and I just hope that we all have a better time. I hope you guys understand. And that's about it. I love you guys so much. If you guys made it this far, I literally love you. You're amazing. I hope to see you guys in the next one. I love you guys so much. Remember to like and subscribe and all of that. And yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Hopefully I can go to bed now and not have anxiety. Alright guys, love you guys. Bye.